so easy to forget. What you give is what you get. It's so easy to forget. All right, what's up, y'all? Friday. You got a 3-day weekend ahead of me. Isn't that wonderful? Get some time off. Get some shit done that I'm supposed to have gotten done already and haven't done. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Let's turn this radio down. I'm tired of getting these things that say, oh, you know, somebody owns rights to this song or that song and you can't use their material and blah, 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 blah. You know what I say? I say, fuck them. Fuck them all. That's right. Anyway, so what's everybody up to today? Ahead of a 3-day weekend. I imagine a lot of people are probably going to be going on vacation. You know, it is Memorial Day weekend. This is the weekend when everything starts. The summer officially begins. Memorial Day weekend. That's right. Now remember, Memorial Day is not for active duty people that are still alive. It's nothing like Veterans Day. This is Memorial Day is for all the folks out there that fought for the country and died for the flag. Okay, so just remember that. So don't be telling everybody, you know, happy Memorial Day, thank you for your service. That's not what it's about. Anyway, so I've got quite an eventful weekend lined up. First of all, I'd like to say that today is my 15th anniversary with my fiance Dee. Probably one of the most wonderful women I've ever met in my whole life. And when I moved here to St. Louis, we just started off being friends. It was supposed to be a friendship deal, but it ended up being a lot more than that, you know. And 15 years later, here we are. Right on. What's happening, viewer? You want to shout out? Let me know. I'll shout you out. I won't charge anything for it, but I'll shout you out. Anyway, got an eventful weekend this weekend. We got the St. Louis Battlehawks are playing at the Dome tonight, so I'm going to that game. Season ticket holder, you know. And tonight they're playing the San Antonio Brahmas, all the way from the great state of Texas. Of course, you know, just like I do, they ain't but two things that come out of Texas. That's queers and steers. And well, they got steers on their helmets, so maybe that's what they are. I don't know if a Brahma and a steer is the same thing. Could be. Somebody let me know in the comments. That would be awesome. I'm gonna get out here and fight this fucked up traffic. Look at people like to drive crazy, especially on a holiday weekend. What's up, viewers? Anybody want to shout out? I'll give you a shout out. I don't require people to subscribe or to like my video or my channel or anything like that. I'll give you a shout out for free. So anyway, we're going to the football game tonight, and as usual, the football games are like a cosplay event. There'll be lots and lots of people there in costumes, and you know, we got a few really loyal fans that do a lot of cosplay stuff. Fucking people putting on their brakes. You have to excuse me for a second here. Let me get my bearings back. And they walk around. A lot of them walk around the whole game. They don't really even sit down, but they watch the game from all over the place. I imagine that that's probably pretty cool to do that. You know, you can stop along the way and watch the team, you know, from whatever yard line you want to, and it's still, you know, even though you're not any closer to the field, you're actually getting a better view, you know, than say what I have. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hey everyone, happy Friday. Happy Friday there, Daniel. I was just talking about the St. Louis Battlehawks playing tonight over at the Dome America Center in St. Louis. You know, that's the UFL. I'm sure if you have anything to do with sports broadcasting or highlighting, you know about the Battlehawks and what a great season they're having this year. I'm actually a season ticket holder, so I go watch all the games. It's a really good time to go out there. They're playing the Brahmas tonight, as I was saying earlier. So I guess he's not interested, so he's took off. Anyway, man, there's a lot of traffic this evening. I guess there's probably a lot of people coming in town for, I don't know if the soccer team's playing in St. Louis tonight, or maybe the Cardinals. Hockey season's over, so, well, at least it is for the St. Louis Blues, so they won't be at the game, or, you know, they won't be playing anyway. They play at what used to be Scott Trade Center. I forget what it's called now. So one of these companies, I think, has their hands in it now or something. But anyway, their season's over, so they won't be playing tonight. But I'm not sure about the soccer team, St. Louis City soccer team. I don't know why they call it the St. Louis City soccer. Whatever happened to, like, you know, the St. Louis, I don't know, fuckheads or something like that, you know, as a name for a team. Especially the soccer and baseball, like the Cardinals. You know, they all got like mascots and shit, but the St. Louis City doesn't really have like a set mascot or name. They just, you know, St. Louis City. What's so exciting about that? I don't understand. But I'm not a soccer fan either. I guess if I was a soccer fan, it would be different. I'd be proud of them, but I don't really care. And I don't have to. So, anyway, I don't have a lot planned tomorrow. I think it's supposed to rain all weekend, which really sucks. I just hope that the rain holds off until after I get home from the football game tonight. It ought to be pretty exciting. You know, they clinched the playoffs. They'll be in the championship game, well, the division championship game. And then the big championship for the UFL is June the 14th. I think that's going to be really big this year. They're having St. Louis again. I guess because, well, the first year they had it in San Antonio. But that's only because Don the Rock Johnson, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Don Johnson. I was thinking about Miami Vice for some reason, I guess, but Dwayne the Rock Johnson owns part of the UFL and the XFL or the USFL, whatever. So he's from, I guess, San Antonio. So they had, you know, he's the Brahma Bull championship game there. The very first season of the UFL. Well, I guess it was still the XFL against the USFL at that point. But they had the championship game there, and there wasn't a really big turnout at all. And then last season, they had the championship game in St. Louis, and there was probably 40,000 people there or something like that. Now, don't quote me on the number because I don't know for sure. I'm just taking a wild guess, but there was a lot of people there. And so I guess they decided, well, if they're going to make any money, they're going to have to use St. Louis as a hub, because we've got the best attendance and the best fan base, and as far as I'm concerned, the best team in the UFL, as far as, you know, participation from the crowd and you know, the crowd that shows up, and, you know, the spirit behind it. So it's probably a good thing that the UFL decided to use St. Louis again for a championship, you know. Now they did put a new field in this year. Well, not new field completely, but it's like, you know, new turf or whatever it is. They put new turf in this year, so it'll look a lot better than it did last year. If any of you guys refer back to last season, you'll see the difference. If you look at the field, I mean, even if it's just for a minute, look at the field and you'll see the difference in the way it looks today versus what it looked like last year around this same time. But anyway, so I'm at the gas station. I'm going to keep talking until I actually get to a pump, and then I'll be gone for, I don't know, just a couple of minutes because I need to fill up my truck. Yep. So it was a pretty busy day today at work. The workload has been pretty steady here lately. You know, I guess I picked a pretty good profession to be in. You know, when the workload's good and people are ordering vehicles, that means that I have job security, which I really like. I don't have to worry about, you know, being out of work or anything. Unless, of course, I want to be stupid, do something stupid and get myself fired, but I'm not going to do that. You know, I got too many obligations and too many bills to pay to do some stupid shit and get myself fired. Mountain Dew Kickstart. There you go, Mountain Dew. There's your plug. All right, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Get on up there. All right, so who do we have out there? We got 4 people watching. I need to let you guys know, you 4 people, I'm getting ready to get out of my truck here and go pump some gas. So I'll be gone for just a minute or 2. Well, actually longer than that. Probably about 3 minutes I'll be gone, but I'm gonna let it run. You guys want to talk amongst yourselves, and or if you have any comments, questions, concerns, just type it down there in the comments. And when I get back, I'll take a look. All right, you guys hang tight. I'll be right back. All right, I'll sit in here while the thing's pumping. What's up, y'all? I'll sit in here while the gas is pumping and keep you guys occupied, give you something to stare at besides my seat. Anyway, so man, gas prices are still kind of high. They're $2.57. I use Costco to get my gas because I've got a Costco card, and of course they give us a discount off the top. It's like, I don't know, 15 cents cheaper or something like that than a regular gas station. So it's $2.57 here, and my truck's pretty thirsty today. I'm not really sure. I think I had about a quarter of a tank left, so I'm probably going to spend about 40 bucks, something like that. What's going on with this guy? He's checking the trash. Yeah, digging in the trash. Anyway, so it's a bright, sunshiny day here in the St. Louis metropolitan. Well, I'm not in St. Louis. I'm outside of St. Louis, but it's a pretty nice day today. I'd say the temperature's probably in the high 60s, low 70s, something like that. And it's sunshiny out. It's a really nice day. I guess that means I'm done. Guys, give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Something about a UFL user's code or something. I don't know nothing about all that. I got a season ticket. So it's really cool when I go to the games. I get 20% off merchandise when I prove that I'm a season ticket holder. So that's pretty cool. I got these little mini helmets that are $34.99. I think I pay $28.40 or something like that for them. So I've got 2 of them so far. Last game, I bought another one. I've got one at home that doesn't have anything on it, but I bought a second one last game, and I went down by the field. You know, some of the players stay after the game, I guess, to kind of mingle with the crowd. And Jacob Sailors, our running back, was down there, and I managed to get his autograph. And man, that was like the coolest thing ever. You know, you hand a guy a mini helmet and a Sharpie, and then he signs it and looks at you and gives you a thumbs up and tells you to have a nice day. And then, of course, you know, you go into that whole thanking mode. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I felt like I was greeting a hero or something, you know. I really want to get Hakeem Butler's autograph. That's our wide receiver. He's a really good wide receiver, and he was out like the first 3 games or something like that with some kind of an injury. It was I guess a lower body injury, and he hasn't really done a whole. He scored a couple of touchdowns, I think in week 4, but other than that, they really don't use Hakeem Butler except in yardage situations where they need to get, you know, first down or whatever. He's pretty much their go-to guy as far as that's concerned. Excuse me. And I haven't been able to get an autograph from him yet, but today might be my last chance. You know, at the game that the Battlehawks play at, so I'm gonna try. I actually went to the wrong part of the field last time. I think this time after the game, I'm gonna go down where our team, let's see here. I gotta reset my tripometer. There we go, reset. I'm gonna try and go down where our guys, Matthias Russair, Jack Black. No, I'm not Jack Black. I appreciate the comment, but no, I'm not Jack Black. Be careful when you drive, Pookie. All right, well, I appreciate that. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate that. I guess I used to have my ex-wife used to call me Pookie. She called me her Pookie Bear. That was when I was married years ago. But anyway, so I'm going to have to go down probably where the Battlehawks go in and out in the tunnel to get on the field in order to get his autograph. Hopefully. I saw him last week. He was, I was at the corner of the infield, or at the corner of the end zone, and he was about midfield. He was walking from the sidelines to there, to the tunnel, and I figured by the time I got up the stairs and ran all the way around and then tried to get back down the stairs, I probably would miss him anyways. But I did get Jacob Sailor's autograph, and that was like really cool. So that's one down and another one to go. Pooja Garg, I don't know what that means. Oh, Gary, no, Garg, that's right. Hi, Pooja, what's happening? I'm from India, can you tell with us? India, wow, okay, well that's cool. You guys got some awesome food over there for sure. I eat at restaurants, Indian restaurants here every now and then. I have the chicken tikka masala. I love the tikka masala, good shit. And of course the vegetables. They look like baby food, but they're vegetables, really good. And naan bread. I've fallen in love with naan bread. Love naan bread, good shit. And it puts the fire out too. I've never been to India, but I've seen India in movies, you know, like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and whatever. What was that other one? The Golden something or other. Oh, I don't remember. It's been too many years. You're from France. All right. Subscribe. I'll look pretty at you live. You make. Tell us about France. I'm not from France, so I don't know anything about it. I know that France, it rhymes with pants. That's all I know. I'd love to go to France. I've been to England. I went to England in 2012. Or no, it was in 2011. No, it was 2012. I went to England to see Iron Maiden play at the O2 Arena. I went to London. It's trash. What's trash? Where are you from? I'm from a place called Missouri in the United States. Oh, Pooja, 25-year-old girl. Okay, I got you. Ark of the Covenant. Yes. Yes. Noah's Ark. Or, yeah, the Ark of the Covenant. That's what's the first one. Yeah, okay. Francis shit. Okay. United States you love. Okay. Well, it's a pretty... The United States isn't as good as it used to be, believe it or not, but it's all political, you know what I mean? It's I don't know, it's a fight between good and evil, but I'm not going to get into politics because I don't get into politics on my channel. 15 French, 15 French normal people. Okay, well, that's cool. Well, I guess you could probably tell that I'm pretty old by all the gray hair, so I'm not going to tell you how old I am there. That would be cheating. What's up, bro? Yeah, I see you. All right, I appreciate the subscription. I appreciate everybody that likes to subscribe. You want to subscribe too there, Pookie, I'm sure. Pooja, I'm sorry, Pooja. Yeah, feel free to subscribe. I'm not on here to make any money or anything. I just like doing this because it's kind of a way for me to keep my mind occupied while I'm going home in the afternoons. I work from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Sometimes I do pull, 9 or 10 hour shifts, but here recently I've been working 8-hour shifts because I'm kind of burnt out. Hopefully that'll all change after I go on vacation, come back from my vacation. Be careful when you drive. I'm being careful, I promise. I'm on Interstate 70 headed east into St. Louis area from a little hick town called O'Fallon. Well, it's not so little anymore, but I'm sure that, years ago O'Fallon was like a little bitty hick town. And so I'm headed home from work. So I usually do about a 30-minute video. I don't do them a whole lot. I probably twice a week at least, maybe sometimes 3 a week. And then I do a lot of short videos. Like when I go to football games, which I'm doing tonight, I'll be posting video tonight from the football game. In the end, but we're living. America country. I want to come to the UK. Okay. Right on. But anyway, so I'll probably be doing some video tonight. I usually try to do like a video like walking into the arena or the football stadium at the very beginning. And then I try to get like some of the crowd and some of the, if we get there early enough, I like to shoot video of the guys warming up for the game. And then, but I might do something a little different this evening. I might just walk around like the mezzanine area with my video camera tonight, or my cell phone anyway, shoot some video, and so you guys can see the crowd and what I'm talking about when I talk about how fun it is and how everybody dresses up and stuff. It's pretty cool when they do that. But anyway, it ought to be a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun so far in the season. Hey, I'm going to turn you guys around just a little bit. I'm getting ready to go across a bridge. This is the Missouri River Bridge that I'm getting ready to cross. So I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see how massive this bridge is. Right here in just a second. There we go. All right. So this is Interstate 70 headed east from O'Fallon towards St. Louis, Missouri. And I cross the bridge on this side. I cross going home. There's another bridge on the other side to the left there, as you can see. And I drive that going to work in the mornings. Now, I don't always come home this way. Oh my God, we got a crash or something up here. A lot of traffic. I don't know if you guys see all that traffic up there, but I'm headed right towards that traffic. See all those cars down there? This is why I don't like to come Interstate 70, but I had to come this way today so I could get some gas, or as you call it over there in some of those other countries, petrol, I guess is what you call it. You guys buy it by the liter and over there, and I buy it by the gallon over here. So it's $2.57 a gallon where I just went, and it looked like the left lane is blocked, which is the fast lane. Damn, I should have gotten in the middle. Oh well, it's going to slow me down a little bit, but I don't have to leave my house until like 5:30 to go to the football game tonight, so I'm in pretty good shape, I guess. I'll get home, depending on how long it gets through here. If I go this way, I generally get home, within a half hour or something. I'm happy you look. Oh, you took my name. Talk to me. I respect you, and I want to talk to you like this. That's cool. Talk to me anytime, Pooja. It's nice that, I like it when, when I get people on here and they respond. Because I have days when, I shoot videos and I do live videos and nobody is talking and I don't get any comments, I don't get any likes, and it makes me wonder if I'm just on at the wrong time of day, or am I really boring? So I think the more I get on and the more people see me, the more response I'll get, eventually. I do like doing this. I love shooting live videos because it's really neat to see how many people actually see, little old me. I'm just one guy here in the United States. I'm from France, but I hate my own country. The scholars system is so hard. Yeah, you're talking about the schools, right? Well, trust me, the American education system's all screwed up too, so it's not any better here. Anyway, so but I like it when I'm able to, respond to people and people respond to me. I guess we got a crash up here because there's a police. Let's see here. It's like they got a lane closed up here, so there's a crash. Maybe I'll turn the camera around and let you guys see that. Nothing compared to France. Yeah, you might be right. I remember when I was in school, it was before the age of computers. I mean, we had computers, but they were really, really early models. Actually, my first computer was called a Commodore VIC-20, and but I played video games and stuff on it. But and I wrote papers and shit on it. But that was way, way back when. And it seems like, as time has progressed and people have started using computers more, like their writing skills have just gone to crap. Like nobody can write, simple letters anymore. And when I was in school, they really drilled us on that, like writing in cursive and print and things like that, so you can write legibly. Because the job that I have, is it requires you to write on what they call work orders. And let's see, there's people getting in the far left-hand lane. I'm not sure where this crash is, or if it's even a crash. You have 10 minutes to eat, and then France at 8 p.m. So it's 8 p.m. there. Okay. Yeah, I see you, Pooja. I see you're still there. What work do I do? I am a quality control technician for a company that does what we call retrofitting vehicles. We take there's a GM General Motors plant right down the road, and they make vans there, the Chevy Express vans, and they make the Chevy Colorado trucks. And the company that I work for, we do install of equipment for different contract companies, like for railroad companies, pest control, refrigeration, construction, electrical contractors, fire and safety contractors, all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. And so they have certain things that they want put in these vehicles. And my job, once the guys, our technicians build the trucks, and once they get done, it's my job to make sure that what is supposed to be in that vehicle is there, first of all, and everything works. So I'm responsible for, I do a lot of paperwork. I take pictures and stuff. I'm gonna let you guys look at this real quick. It doesn't look like there's really a whole lot going on. Looks like they just got a broken down vehicle here, which is not uncommon for this area. Yeah, it looks like this guy here, I don't know what's going on. Looks like he's got a flat tire or something. But anyway, so yeah, I do a lot of computer work, but I take a lot of pictures. I upload pictures from a tablet into what we call our hub system, which is basically just, it tells everything you need to know about that vehicle. And I write down all the serial numbers for all the electronics that we put in. I have to make sure the electronics work and they're up to specs and things like that. But I do also, every once in a while, I do find problems with these things that don't work. And sometimes my guys, my technicians, will forget to tighten bolts and things like that. So I do use my tools every now and then to tighten down bolts or screws or whatever it is they may have missed, or and stuff like that. So it's a pretty interesting job. I've been doing this job about 9 years now. I'm actually an electrician by trade, but I don't, it's like finding an electrical job that'll pay somebody like me with a 2-year degree is very hard, because they don't see the value, I guess, in me as I do. I started out doing electrical work in like 2009, before I got into doing what I do now. And I got a 2-year associate's degree in electrical mechanical technology. So I'm not an idiot by any means or anything like that. Graduated top of my class. I feel like I'm on a job interview, huh? Yeah. Crazy Chris. What's up, Crazy Chris? How you doing? So I'll give you a shout out. I don't require people to subscribe or like my videos or anything. Let's see. What are you risen about? Oh, Jack Black. What am I risen? What does rizzing mean? Does that mean, what am I talking about? I wish I was Jack Black. I wish I had his money. There's some really weird shit about Jack Black, though, that I'm not going to get into, but just things that I hear. That's crazy. They should. So Riz mean like, okay. All right. I'm sorry, we have different dialect, so if I ever have a question about any dialect that you use, I'll be sure and ask. As a matter of fact, I have a virtual reality mask. It's an Oculus, and I was in a world the other night. Well, actually, it was space. It's like a bar, and I was talking to this girl from Ireland, and she was using some of her dialect, and I had to question hers to what some of the stuff meant. And she started talking about crisps, And I didn't know what crisps were. And she said, yeah, those are like, you guys call them potato chips. And I was like, well, that's cool. Well, they call cookies biscuits. And I was like, okay, well, see, I knew some of this, but I didn't know like some of the other things that she was talking about. So it was really interesting, you know, when you get educated on lingo or dialect from other countries. It's just really interesting that, you know, even though we're all humans and we're all people, we still have different ways of communication. We use different words, we use different body language and stuff like that. So I find that to be quite interesting. Like to charm, I don't know if I'm trying to charm anybody. I mean, you know, I'm doing my thing, man. I just like to talk, you know. I talk about, like, you know, off the wall stuff that other people don't talk about. Everybody, it seems every time that I get on, I'm looking through, there's people talking about politics. I'm not really into that. I mean, I keep up with politics, but I don't really talk about it a whole lot. VR masks are cool. Yes, they are. I can't even explain. Riz is kind of like trying to charm. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so drive slow, Pookie. Thanks, Matthias. I appreciate that. I'm talking about Pooja, Garg. Yeah, Pooja. That's a neat name, Pooja. Pooja. Yeah, that's very cool. I think it's kind of sexy. But I'm not trying to charm anybody, so don't get me wrong. I'm going to take a drink real quick, guys. My throat's dry. Today I'm drinking Black Cherry Mountain Dew Kickstart. This is some good ass shit right here. It's cold. If it's really, really cold, it's really good. But it's getting, talking about Pujagar. Okay, Pujagar. Oh, she sent me a smiley face. Isn't that cool? Anyway, I drink this stuff. It's supposed to be like an energy drink. I try to stay away from like Monster and those other drinks because they got some really bad shit in them that you know people really shouldn't be consuming, but they let them do it anyway. So I went back to just, you know, your regular sodas with a lot of caffeine. Doesn't exist in France. You don't have this in France, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, it's really good stuff. Do you have Mountain Dew in France? Tell me that. Do you guys have Mountain Dew or something similar, or do they use a different name, or how about it? Oh, I'm glad I stopped because there's a yellow light. I'm sitting at a stoplight, so I have a little time. We have like off-brand Coca-Cola. It's called Cola Carrefour. Okay, right on. You know, when I went to England, I don't remember like drinking any soda while I was in England. I think I just drank tea. But it's really funny that in England they serve tea hot, and I'd never had it that way. I had to get some ice put in it because in America, you know, we have sweet tea, but most of the places some of the places you go, they don't have sweet tea. They give you sweeteners or whatever to put in it, and I'm not really into that, but I do like you have Sprite, off-brand Coca-Cola. Okay, that's cool. But anyway, we have sweet tea in some places here, and you know, some places make it sweeter than others. It just kind of depends on, you know, like the restaurant that you go to or whatever, or the I don't know, delicatessen, I guess is what they call it in some other countries. But around the Midwest, where I live now, I used to live in North Carolina. So North Carolina, you know, the Southern people like their sweet tea, and I swear sometimes like it makes your teeth hurt. The tea is so sweet in some of the places there, but it's actually pretty good. It's not watered down here, but it's not as strong as you would think it would be. But yeah, I drink these energy drinks in the afternoon, especially in the afternoon. So I drink coffee first thing in the morning. You know, I usually finish up. I drink a 20-ounce cup of coffee. I generally get finished around, I don't know, 9 o'clock or so, and then I drink orange juice, get my vitamin C, and then at lunch I usually have milk with my lunch, and then in the afternoon I drink a couple of sparkling waters, you know, because I don't feed my body crap all day long, so I like to drink water too to stay hydrated. But late in the afternoon, I drink one of these energy drinks to kind of give me a boost. Plus, I'm going to a football game tonight, and I've worked all day. I've been up since 10 minutes to 5 a.m. this morning. So I'm gonna by the time the football game's gonna be over, I'm gonna be freaking dead on my feet. And so I'm drinking one of these energy drinks to help me kind of, boost me up before I go to the football game tonight. Now that's American football, with the helmets and the pads and all that good stuff. That's not English or UK football, soccer. We call it soccer here. So this is American football. I know you guys over there in like France and places like that have rugby. I do enjoy watching rugby. That's a really interesting game. But I don't watch. We have a summer league, or I'm sorry, a spring league football, which is what the UFL is. That's there's a long story behind that, and then we have the the NFL, the National Football League, which up until just a few years ago, I was a really huge fan of the NFL, but they had some political stuff going on, and I don't know, it's like politics just kills everything, so I try to stay away from that now. You watching rugby? Yeah, I like watching rugby. It's amazing to me that some of those guys, the hits that they take, and man, I couldn't imagine, running at somebody full speed and tackling them or hitting them. Dude, those guys are tough. You know what I mean? Those guys, yeah, they're not like the wimps here that put on all the pads and stuff. You know what I mean? But I played football in high school, well, junior high and high school, and then I played Little League football when I was real young. But I quit playing sports because my academics weren't up to par in school, and a lot of the teams, they really, like, especially when I was in school, it didn't matter if you were a good athlete or not. If you weren't a good student and you didn't make good grades, you didn't make the team. So I wasn't exactly the best student in the world. So I did quit playing sports, with the schools anyway. But I continued to play, like, pick up basketball at basketball courts and softball with, like, companies and stuff like that. If your company that you work for had a team, I would play softball, and I rode dirt bike motorcycles, go out in the woods, and, kind of like, I don't know if you guys know what motocross is, AMA motocross, but I used to do that kind of thing too. But I like the trail riding better now as an adult, because I got to remember I can't be out there jumping motorcycles and stuff anymore, because I got to get up and go to work Monday morning, and I can't afford to get hurt, so I don't. I got away from that, and I've still got my dirt bike though. If you guys look on my page, you'll see I've got a street bike as well. I've got a Harley Davidson street bike, and if you look on my channel, I've got video of my motorcycle, and then scooters. I have a 49cc scooters that my stepson and I like to drive. We go out and terrorize the neighborhood or whatever, and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm almost home. Like I said, I usually only do these videos for about 30 minutes. I'm 15 minutes over my my usual limit this evening, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing off, because I know as soon as my phone tries to swap from all right, Matthias, good night. Hey, stop in anytime. Anyway, I was watching this while finishing homework. I think I'm going to go to sleep. Okay, well, have a good sleep, man. And we'll talk to you another time. And Pooja, if you're still there, coffee side from me for you all. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me just go back here and see who else I missed. I don't know how many people I have still watching. 3. It says 3. It looks like Pooja and Matthias were my biggest people today. Well, that's really cool. I appreciate you guys stopping in. And like I said, if you want to subscribe, you can hit the subscribe button. I think it's in this corner over here in the top. And if you want to like, just tap the screen twice. And if you'd like to say anything, W.R.E.D, right on. 11 p.m. in France. Okay, well, it's 3:30 p.m. here, so you guys are like 8.5 hours ahead of us, or something like that. 8 hours ahead of us. Anyway, you guys take it easy. Don't forget you. I won't forget you, Pooja. I promise. Hey, listen, Pooja, around this same time, you can catch me. I'll be back on. I don't know. I may do a video this weekend. I'm actually going to do some video this evening. I don't know if it'll be live. Probably not live, but I'll post some videos of the football game and the football players and people in the crowd and stuff like that. But I won't forget about you, Pooja. I promise. Okay? And you take it easy. All right, guys. You guys have a great evening. Hey, nice to speak to you. Go live tomorrow. I'm coming tomorrow. Okay, well, if I do go live tomorrow, it'll probably be around this same time. All right, that'll be that'll be 2:30 p.m. my time, which would be let's see, 2:30. So it's 8 hours different. So that's like 10 o'clock your time, something like that. Oh, Pooja, that's sweet. All right, you guys take it easy. We'll see you again soon. All right, pieces.